Hi there, my name is Miguel Gonzalez. I'm a mortgage broker with my loan choices, and welcome to the First Home Buyers Academy. Alright, very good. So as we completed the part of what do the lenders assess in the loan application, so I'm just going to recap about the previous videos very quickly. So we went in deep to see that there was three main items that the lenders will look into. So we look at the income, eligibility times of income, your living expenses on existing debts, and we talked about how the lenders will summarize pretty much both of them. They took the income and your expenses and basically they calculate your borrowing capacity. But you could have $1 million in terms of borrowing capacity, but if you don't have your good savings to support that borrowing capacity, it doesn't mean that the bank is gonna actually lend you the money. So we need to look at the third item, equally important, which is your savings, the deposit you're gonna provide. So in the last video, we look at the different deposit options you have. So we talk about the deposit, the minimum deposit you need. We look at government benefits as well. We mention as well that you could receive some gifts from family, friends. And we also look at what is lender's mortgage insurance and how you can avoid this cost coming into the purchase of your first home. So we look at parental guarantee, equity guarantee, family pledge. Depending on the lender, there is different name, but basically is a family member providing a property security against the loan you're going to take. Okay, so that's going to help you in terms of equity and saving options to avoid paying lender's mortgage insurance. Now, this video is very exciting because we're going to put everything together and I'm going to show you, so I have mentioned in the last few videos some of the cost involved when you purchase your first home. So I'm going to take you again to John and Jane's case scenario, a couple that I recently helped to secure the home loan pre-approval and helping them in the whole process for the purchase of the first home. So this video, it's just going to show you a fund's position, which is basically in one side showing you what the different costs involved in buying this property and basically where is the money coming from. So on the other side is where the money is coming from to pay for all these costs. So the deposit, any government benefits, and yeah, what the loan it's gonna be as well. John and Jane, they decided, look, we only have the 5% genuine savings, so only $30,000 worth of savings. We don't want to pay stamp duty or anything like that, so we kept the purchase price at $600,000. Why? Because in Victoria, so all the states are a little bit different. The government benefits are roughly the same in all the states. It's just a matter of the purchase price might differ from one state to the other. In Victoria, because they bought here in Melbourne, the purchase price to avoid paying any stamp duty is $600,000. They decided they didn't want to do any construction or going for a new property. They just wanted a established property. So we did. They went for established property, $600,000. They didn't pay any stamp duties, but still there was some cost they needed to consider. Government fees like the registration of the mortgage and the transfer of land. So they have to pay for that. And in terms of the lender, so depending on the lender, there is some fees you might need to consider. There might be some annual fees, there might be some establishment fees, settlement fees. They tend to range between nothing to about $1,000. So it really depends on the bank that you choose. In their particular case, they went with the bank who only charged them $200. We just put $1,000 just to have a little bit of a buffer there, so they could actually use the extra money at the end for the moving cost or something different. So we just put it $1,000 there. In terms of the legal cost, that's your conveyancer. That's your conveyancer, someone who is going to check on the contract, all the legals. They're going to prepare all the government documentation, and they're going to organize everything for the settlement of your property. So normal conveyancer will charge around $1,000. And then on top of that, you need to consider if there is any body corporate fees in case you're buying a unit or an apartment. For John and Jane, they decided to go for a 2-bedroom apartment. So they needed to consider the body corporate fee and also the council rates. So that's something as well you need to consider in order to come across with money. Now, so the bank said maximum of 95% is the borrowing capacity. So I'm coming back to this lender's mortgage insurance here in a second. So basically what we did was, they can borrow up to $570,000. That was like the maximum they could actually borrow, and that's inclusive of the lender's mortgage insurance. So we put the savings of $30,000, and they talked to the parents. And they needed to get an extra $28,000 to cover all these different costs, the lender's mortgage insurance and all of this. So they talked to the parents, and the parents came across and said, yeah, we're happy to help you, no problems. They provided a gift to them of $28,000. So that's basically what we did for them. So they needed to buy this property, this apartment of $600,000. In order to buy this property, they were required to pay $626,425, and they get the money from the loan from the banks, $569,305. This is inclusive of the mortgage insurance. Yeah, and what they contributed was their own savings, the genuine savings, the 5% genuine savings of $30,000, and $28,000 was a gift from the parents. So that was a way I helped John and Jane to secure the first home, to secure the first apartment. And then after that, basically it was very good. We got an approval from the bank. Everything ran very smooth in the process. So that's what I did with them. What I like now to tell you, because I know looking at these lenders' mortgage insurances, it's quite a shock. It's like, oh my God, yeah, you have to pay $21,000 if you don't have 20% deposit. And this is a conversation I have with all my customers, and I always put this conversation forward. And this is what I did with John and Jane as well. So early in the process, we started to look, well, you want to buy a property of $600,000 and you want to avoid paying mortgage insurance at all. So you actually need $120,000 worth of savings, but you only have $30,000. So that means they needed $90,000 to complete the 20% deposit. Now, in order to save the $90,000, we calculated the savings capacity. So they were pretty much in a position to save $24,000 a year. And basically, for them to actually save the $90,000, it would have taken them 3 years and 9 months. Okay, so it was a very strong commitment for them. So, but they wanted to go now rather than later. So we did a comparison with what they were paying in rent. So they were paying $2,000 in rent per month. So over the 3 years and 9 months, that means basically they would have paid $90,000. So in order to save $90,000, they needed to pay another $90,000 in rent. So this didn't make sense to them. And yeah, basically it's like you compare the cost of rent with what you're paying in mortgage insurance, and you will see that you at the end are going to save a lot more money. So for them, it was like the decision, okay, so we wait 3 years and 9 months and we're paying rent $90,000, or we going now, pay for the mortgage insurance, which is $21,805, get a gift from our parents, $28,000 gift, and basically we're better off going now, and we're going to save $40,000 in the process. So it was no-brainer. It was no-brainer for them. So they made the decision to get the home loan pre-approval sooner, boy, with a small deposit. And yeah, and I was actually able to help them in the process. With them, we couldn't apply for the first home loan deposit scheme because they were not Australian citizens, but I'll have to check on your particulars and your eligibility. Then there is another option as well for you to jump into the property market with a small deposit, and you don't have to pay this $21,000 in mortgage insurance. So I want to share as well some useful links here. So you can find some extra information on my website, myloanchoices.com.au. And yeah, there is some first home buyers benefits. These are the relevant websites that you can visit. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and I hope I see you in the next video, which is going to talk about the government benefits for first home buyers. So don't miss the next video, because I think is the one that you've been waiting for. What sort of benefits you can get from the government and how you can actually make your dream come true. So I'll look forward to see you in the next video, and if you have any questions, please get in contact. Give me a call. So give me a call, or send me a text or an email. I'm more than happy to look at what your particular situation is, and I will be more than happy to help you in the process of buying your first home. Thank you so much for listening, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.